Being a fan of MMORPGs, or, well, RPGs in general, I was looking for a game that I could sink my time into. The struggle was very real since for the past decade or so, MMOs just, well, they just sucked. The last MMO I played was New World, and if you don't know by now, that game just tanked hard. Well, it's been a while, so I don't know. Maybe they're doing good right now. I don't know. Well, some people still play it to this day, but from what I've seen, it's not like before where it was just like super populated and everybody was playing it. Like, but anyways, we're not here to talk about New World. But before I continue with the video, though, I just want to make it a little clear that even though it says that I'm 6 months into video, I did make my video account last 2021 or 2022. But at the time, I just logged in, made a character, and then I hated it and did not touch it again. Until last February. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you, man. Like this game has me on a chokehold, and I can't stop. When I first started video, I was really skeptical because of the things said about the game, like how it's heavily pay to win. It was, what people told me was it was basically unplayable if you didn't swipe. So that's what kept me away from it. But other people, like my friends, told me to at least give it the benefit of the doubt. Just, play it. You don't have to spend. But, just whatever. Just dab into it. Well, at the time, I wasn't playing anything specific. I was hopping from game to game, So I told myself, you know what? Let's give it a try. Fast forward. We are here. A Guardian main who has grinded and has progressed into the game, even up to the latest update. Well, it's not on level for the current new region, but I at least get to explore and grind into some zones, right? Now, for those who have not played BDO yet, or has seen like a lot of stuff about this game, is it pay to win? Yes, absolutely it is. If you have money, your progression will be a lot faster. But why do I think it's okay? From a kinda free to play player, I did spend some money in here, but not, like how other people spend. The content that they have here is not locked. There's no paywall. You can do all the content for free. Granted, there are some gear requirements, but still, you could still do it. Because me personally, I hate those types of games, the games where they lock content out because of DLCs, and the DLCs are not cheap. It's, it's fine, honestly. Well, it's actually fine, from a business standpoint, because, you have to earn money being a game creator, right? But as a gamer, you want your buddies to play with you. I don't want to invite them to a game where you have to pay like, I don't know, $50 just to play with me. In video, you can do a lot of these stuff. You can do black shrines. That's what they call their boss encounters here, or dungeons. The regions are explorable, and you can do all the PvE stuff there. So basically, what pay-to-win players can get, you can get as well as a free-to-play for the most part. Not everything, obviously. As a free-to-play player, you won't get left behind as much. Like, you are not locked from that content, if that makes sense. So, if you are a player who is not really concerned with comparing your progress with other people that quote-unquote pays to win or pays to progress, then BDO is a pretty solid game. What kept me playing BDO was, of course, the combat system. It was always the selling point of BDO. If you have not heard about BDO's combat system, then you're probably just touching grass and not chronically online, because it's everywhere. Everywhere. If you are into the MMO genre, if you just hear it all the time. BDO has really good combat. Mastering your class feels rewarding. The grind does not feel boring because of this, because you have combos. You understand. You have to understand what what your class combos are, the optimal, rotations and stuff. It is a fighting game. If we're being honest, you know how fighting games are. You learn combos, like the best combo to kill the opponent or whatever. I don't play fighting games, so I really don't know what I'm talking about. But it's the same principle. The other thing is the wars. Since I am a sucker for large scale PvP, I love role playing as a soldier in a massive army. I love being commanded or commanding said army. So BDO has that down pat. Of course, it's not always sunshine and rainbows in BDO's PvP scene, especially I don't know about other servers, but in Southeast Asia it's kind of dookie right now because of how the Mega Alliance stuff. It's all politics, but it's whatever. It keeps me engaged, and the community is wholesome, so I guess it's okay. The community I joined, or the alliance, I should say, they are nice people. They guide you to your progression. They tell you, they teach you what to do, what's the efficient way to do this, and what are the gears or the what do you call this? The intricacies, I should say, for wars. So we got that going for us. I also like how they designed the war system. They have tiers or levels. Let's call it levels just for a simplified version. If you are not that geared, or if you are a new player starting into the game and you want to do this large scale PvP stuff, you can join a lower level guild or alliance where they do this lower level wars where the gears are capped. Which means even though you are up against people or players who have been playing this for a while now and have higher gear than you, they will be toned down to a certain level. So you can fight them evenly, that without having to grind an absurd amount of time. So if you are a new player who wants to enjoy large scale PvP, you have this as a way to join that. Gearing up was one of my greatest challenge. I know some of you will probably be triggered because not a lot of us are lucky enough to have their gears upgraded with just a few taps, just a few enhancements. So I'm sorry if this triggered you. Grind more, I guess. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I am sorry. It was my greatest challenge because BDO was BDO is an old MMO. There is an overwhelming amount of bullshit that I had to do just to feel relevant in content that my friends are doing. I'm talking about the adventure logs. If the old players will know this, the adventure logs. I don't know what demon designed that thing, but I guess it's all good now since they kind of made it simpler. But still, it was the greatest hurdle for me while I was gearing up. I really hate that. It was so unnecessary. They made catching up pretty easy too. They did a lot of things that made new players get to the mid game pretty fast or faster. So a lot of veteran players are not happy about that. I always see in global chat, hey, just fish, just go AFK, just do this because they're gonna give it for free anyway. Which is kind of I'm sorry, it's kind of a shit take, but to each his own, I guess. Because veteran players, I'm sorry, coming from a kinda new player, you gotta understand, BD has to do something to make these new players, feel like they are progressing. Otherwise, they would burn out the first month they play this game, making BDO lose more players than they already are. Look, I'm all for working for stuff. I'm all for, grinding this shit for the next level. But if we are so far behind that a lot of the old players are just enjoying this content, and the only people that they can play with is fellow old players, which let's be real, some of them already stopped. So what's the point for us? It's gonna take us a few years or more just to get to the level where you guys are. So I'm sorry if this is like, you know, if this offends you, that they're giving BDO, they're giving new players, sorry, they're giving new players more ways to progress faster. But I think personally this is a good move. Even if I was an old player, well, I am old, well, an old player in the game, I would still be happy for new players, because having more players, having new players keep on playing the game makes the game healthy. I don't know why I'm talking about this right now. This is not my field. I'm just here to share my journey. Anyways, I could be wrong. Maybe making new players make video their second job is the way. So you guys can correct me on that. Anywho, uh, I have been gearing up. I am as you can see, my gear is like up to the new content. It's not really on level like I said earlier. It's not on level, but I get to grind. I will probably keep on playing BDO. I have fun grinding. I am making friends. Uncapped wars are making me want to grind more, and of course, the new region or content, it's keeping me motivated. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a like and leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one.